Hey there, and welcome back to Fear Factor Friday, the series where I break down the psychology, storytelling choices, and behind-the-scenes mechanics that make horror truly terrifying. Today's fear doesn't involve something chasing you down a hallway or hiding in the dark. It's something much quieter. Being at the mercy of someone else. This is one of horror's most effective and disturbing fears because it removes the illusion of control. Once another person holds power over your safety, fear becomes constant. There's no finish line, no victory, just endurance. Being at someone's mercy means your survival depends on their decisions, their moods, their beliefs, and their limits. You are no longer the authority over your own life. Horror understands that autonomy is psychological safety. Even in danger, people cling to the idea that they can still choose. When that choice disappears, panic settles in fast. That's why horror so often places characters under the control of caretakers, captors, authority figures, doctors, parents, wardens, or strangers who control access to food, medicine, shelter, or freedom. The threat isn't always violence. Often it's withdrawal. When someone controls what you need, every interaction becomes dangerous. Tone matters, compliance matters, silence matters. Survival turns into performance. One of the most unsettling aspects of this fear is that it doesn't require cruelty. The person in control can be calm, polite, even nurturing, and still be terrifying because the imbalance never goes away. Kindness stops feeling safe when it's not optional. Horror frequently punishes this further by giving power to characters who believe they're justified. They don't see themselves as villains, they see themselves as protectors, saviors, authority figures doing what must be done. That belief makes resistance dangerous. When someone believes they're right, disobedience becomes betrayal. Independence becomes rebellion, and punishment feels earned. From a storytelling perspective, this creates a closed system. Logic doesn't help, morality doesn't help, fairness doesn't apply because those ideas only matter when both parties share them. Being at someone's mercy also changes how characters think. Instead of planning escape, they focus on minimizing damage. Instead of asking how to get out, they ask how not to make things worse. That mental shift is devastating. Horror doesn't trap the body, it rewires the mind. Characters begin to accept smaller freedom in exchange for safety. They negotiate with fear instead of fighting it. And the longer this goes on, the harder escape becomes, not physically, but psychologically. This is why these stories feel suffocating rather than explosive. The tension doesn't spike, it compresses. The walls don't move, but the space gets smaller anyway. Horror also uses this fear to erode identity. When someone else controls your choices long enough, you stop seeing yourself as an agent. You become something to be managed. That loss of self is often more terrifying than death, because death ends suffering. Being at someone's mercy prolongs it. This fear lingers because it doesn't disappear when the story ends. It asks a quiet, uncomfortable question. What happens when your survival depends on someone who doesn't have to care? That question stays with audiences because it doesn't belong only to horror. It belongs to real life. And that's why this fear works so consistently. It doesn't need monsters. It just needs imbalance. Now, if you like diving deeper into what makes horror truly terrifying, hit that subscribe button. And if you're a writer looking for ways to improve your stories, subscribe to my Substack where I share writing tips and advice. And if you just want more horror and writing related content, you can find me on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. All linked in my bio. Until next time, remember, the most dangerous power isn't violence. It's deciding whether someone gets to live comfortably or at all.